for making this book so beautiful. So let me start off by asking you, Ganesh, some memories of your early childhood with your fathers so that we can take this on.
Sure. Thanks, Rajdeep. This is a very old story and something which I've not shared at all with anybody. And possibly even my father doesn't know about this. It is so exclusive, so precious to me. I've not even written it in the books. I mean, this is something I've preserved it for so long. Maybe today occasion demands, so I'll just let it. So we had gone to Mumbai. I think it must have been 1992 or so. I must have been 10-year-old then. So we had gone on a wedding after breakfast that day. My father and my three uncles, they were just standing outside. And I don't know how I reached there. Actually, I had no business to be there. I just went, and they were talking, all three of them. And they didn't know that I was watching them. So it was happening. So after a few moments, one of my uncle took a cigarette and started smoking. A couple of puffs later, I thought he felt he was all alone. He asked another uncle. He was more than happy. He took it. He started smoking. Then the another uncle, he also joined the party. In a matter of moments, I could see a factory, just smoke, and it was all there. And I was actually shocked at what I saw because I mean, I've never seen them smoke, so it took me some time to digest what I was seeing. Then after a minute or so, one of my uncle asked my father, he passed on the cigarette. And I was waiting, what will happen? What will my dad do? And my father said, no. And then he said, hey, don't worry, nobody's watching. Then my father politely said, no, I don't smoke. And Rajdeep, I can't tell you how proud I felt about my father that day. I mean, today, doing something when nobody's watching is a concept, it's a theory, it sounds so good. That day, no words were spoken, no notes were taken, no philosophies were taught. But that incident left a deep impression in me, and possibly reason why I've stayed teetotaler all my life. So that is one of the very, I would say, one of those very important incidents which has stayed with me till date. And the first time I'm sharing it, so you can imagine how much it means to me.
Excellent, excellent, Ganesh. That's why they say you should never smoke. Smoking makes you lose weight one lung at a time. So that was very nice. And just to continue this further, Ganesh, how did the idea of this book come into your head? What was the concept of the idea of this book?
So it's little interesting, Rajdeep. So a couple of years back, one day I woke up with a voice inside me saying, hey, why don't you write a book about Bappa? And that is really unusual. I mean, I'd never heard something of that sort. So I heard it, but I forgot it as fast I heard it. So life moved on. But this thought and this voice kept recurring. And few weeks passed on, months rolled on. But this thought was coming back to me again and again, just that the decibel levels were increasing. That's when I realized this is not an ordinary voice. I think this is a calling, and I have to listen to this. And the moment I decided, the voice stopped, and I said, it's time I tell the story of my father. So I think to say it in Kannada, idu ontara daiveche anbodu, because writing and me are chalk and cheese. So, but I think this whole calling sort of pushed me towards picking a pen and writing the incredible story of my father. But still, I wanted to test this idea. So first I asked my brother, Vishnu, what's your opinion? He said, Anna, you can do it. Then I still thought, let me ask my sister what she has on mind. she said, you should do it. Then I thought, let me ask my wife as well. I s- and she said, you better do it. So, and that's when I said, yeah, now let me get started. So that's how it started.
Excellent. Ganesh means, even we get lots of calling. I get a calling to do exercise. I asked my wife, she told you should do it. I asked my mother also, she said you should do it. I asked my son, he said definitely you should do it. But I didn't do it at the end. But thank God, you are amazing, correct or no? You're listening to everybody. But see, there's the question which happens, when I was young, I always, there was this girl whom I always wanted to propose, correct? And I wasn't good at Hindi and I used to keep going behind. And I had that idea, I'll go and tell her something, please come out, or just smile at her and tell I like you. But that idea always remained in my head. And finally, she got married to somebody else, correct? So I want to ask you, how did you convert that idea into reality? From thought to action, how did it take place? Because we all hesitate, right?
Yeah, so Rajdeep, here I must say I'm grateful to you. You are one of those early friends stroke well-wishers who I shared this idea, and you made one connect. You told about your friend Megha Bajaj. She conducts those very popular online writing workshop. And Megha Bajaj, my mentor, has been a tremendous force in this whole journey. I had a dream, but she had a vision for this whole book, and she was the one who really walked the path with me, and really helped me reach this point. She couldn't be here today because of unavoidable reasons, but I'm really missing her because she has really she's been a tremendous support for me to get here. Whilst I was a man on a mission, I was very clear this is something I have to bring it no matter what. So I was passionately driven to achieve this. But at the same time as my mentor, she was also executing a set of responsibilities. First and foremost, she had a responsibility towards me to ensure I reach my destination, and I keep that passion intact till I get there. And at the same time, she was also very clear that she had a responsibility towards my father to ensure that all aspects, all facets of his life are done justice in this book. It had to be a definitive paragraph, definitive biography, and she was really pushing me hard on that. At the same time, she also knew that the reader who will be reading this, it just can't be one love affair between a father and son. There has to be something for a reader as well. And she would always tell me, Ganesh, we have to lay the golden coins along the path. The reader who starts with you on page 1 has to stay with you till page 264. So to that extent, I must say she has been a tremendous support and helped me significantly in executing this idea into a reality today.
Excellent. I will send a bill to you and her for introducing both of you all, because wonderful thing to talk about this. But and everybody needs a mentor in their life in some way or the other, and I think so. The mentorship which she gave you is amazing. Just to take this forward, now you got it into reality, but what do you think was I've gone through the book and there are so many beautiful roles which your father has played as a manager, as a father, as an employee, as a person who got along with his colleagues, and as a person who made so many differences in different parts of his life, played so many roles. Which role of your father did you find most admirable and adorable?
Rajdeep, my father has been a obedient son, a doting father, a respected man. I mean, every role, if you take it, I will sound corporate-like, but his performance has been exceptional, honestly. But one role which really stands out personally for me is his role as the head manager at Kamath Restaurant, Gadag. And the kind of success he achieved leading the organization for 40 plus years was amazing. And having now known the man so well, I have actually, to write this book, gone into his skin, seen the life from his eyes, and I can definitively tell you few things which really helped me achieve what he really achieved. First and foremost, his focus levels. They were, they were amazing. I mean, he would go to restaurant at 8 o'clock, come back at 11 p.m. in the night, in between just 2 hours of break. And this was his consistent routine, I mean, at least for all of the 40 years, if not more. So, and he had absolutely no distractions. He never went to movies, watched TV, cricket. As in, he had just zoned out of all the distractions, and only thing that mattered to him was how to build the business. And that focus level obviously paid off rich dividends. Second is his commitment and insane commitment levels. Because I remember those days the power cuts were rampant. And if there was no power at a restaurant, he'll come with coconut to home to make the chutney. He'll ask my mom to make chutney. She would be livid, but still he would ensure he gets her to do the chutney and then go to restaurant and serve the customer. So nothing, I mean, boundaries didn't matter to him at all. And that's how pretty much he operated for all the years of his service. The owner's mindset is a big concept today, but I have seen him firsthand live that. Third is the relationship, what he built, be it with the customers, the vendors, owners, and even the competitors for that matter. I spoke to Manyat Saukar, Lakshman Saukar's younger brother. The Gadag restaurant was under his management. And he was telling me, Ganesh, your dad retired 15 years back, but even today, people ask, ಅವರೊಬ್ಬರು ಎತ್ತನ ಇದ್ರಲ್ಲ ಬಿಳೇಶ್ ಪೈಜಾಮ್ಸ್ ಹಾಕೋ ಬರ್ತಿದ್ರು ಎಲ್ಲಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಈಗ. I mean, 15 years after retirement, if somebody remembers, talks volumes about the relationship he built. And Vidya Dada, who's here with us today, he calls him Ajata Shatru, essentially means someone who has no enemy. Even his competitors didn't hate him. He had that kind of a magnetic personality. So these things really make him what, I mean, this is what really helped him achieve the kind of success he achieved in his role as a head manager, and I'm extremely proud of what my father has achieved, Rajdeep.
Excellent, excellent. That deserves a big round of applause. I am reminded of a small incident. There was a young boy who was asking his elder brother, Anna, why do we always have to say ABC, ABC? Why don't we say ACB, ACB? And the elder brother told something very profound. You have to be, only then you can see. And I think your father was what he was. That's why you saw everything and all those virtues have come into you. So, excellent, Ganesh. Just to take this forward, what is that one gift which you think your father has given you, which you think you cherish and which you will always remember?
Rajdeep, they have given us the best of education, the values, and whatever their deprivation, they ensured it doesn't become ours. And I cannot thank them enough for this. But to me, the greatest gift that my parents have gifted us as their kids is the way they have lived their life. Let's say if you say, Ganesh, your sister is a sincere, or you say your brother is hardworking, we don't need to look too far to figure out the origin of these qualities. But let's say tomorrow, for whatever reason, I pick up a cigarette or I touch a bottle of liquor, then I have to look inwards to figure out where did I lose the plot. For all my blemishes, I'll have to blame myself. But for all our success and accomplishments, I think we owe it to our parents. And that is the gift I would say they have gifted us. And the way they have lived their life, we can't blame them for anything. So I would say that is the best gift what they have gifted us. It's a gift and it's a tremendous responsibility as well, Rajdeep. So tremendously grateful to them for this.
Thank you so much, Ganesh. Excellent. You made me remind me of my father. My father always told me, you'll come out shining on top, and I became bald. And that was the gift I inherited from him. And I remember once I was walking with my dad, and I was very young, and there were two donkeys walking, and I told him, Daddy, do donkeys get married? He said, only donkeys get married, and he hit me on the head. Correct? So I got a sense of humor and my baldness from him. But finally, Ganesh, some final words which you have to say to end this interaction. Anything which you want to say?
Yeah, Rajdeep, first of all, I'm really grateful to my father for allowing me to write this book. He's a very private person, and how he, I mean, the way he said yes, it's still a miracle. I'm not able to come to terms with it. And with him, a yes is a yes, a no is a no. He's a very difficult, as in he doesn't negotiate. So him saying yes meant a lot. Thanks, Papa. Hey, tumhi maka opportunity dil khatiri. Uh, by by doing this, I think I have purified my life to a large extent. So this really means a lot. And I want to thank my mother as well. She has been a great support to my dad, and I cannot talk about her enough. It's very nice to say grit, guts, focus, resilience. Sounds very stylish, sounds very nice. But for her to endure this at the other end takes tremendous amount of effort. So she's put that, and thanks, I. And she's been a great support in building this book as well. My sister has been preparing for this event for quite a long time. The moment I said I'm writing this book, she bought a sari. I think the sari was praying for the unveiling of the book more than me. So thanks, Akka, for all that you have done. And my brother has been a rock of Gibraltar, standing next to me through thick and thin. Cannot thank him enough. My wife has been again a tremendous support in this whole journey. Lets me do things sincerely. Cannot thank her enough. And want to thank all of you who are gathered here today. You all mean a lot to me and my family. Though I've been staying in Bangalore for close to 2 decades, but in my heart, I still believe I'm a boy from a small town, Gadag, working here on H-1B visa. So thank you so much for embracing us as your own, and thank you for all that you have done to us and all that you mean to us. And thank you so much for gracing this special occasion. Truly grateful to you all. Thank you so much.